loves, welcome back to Androgyny. Alright, so, what you think? Okay, so first of all, let me explain why I look like, I'm from the craft. Alright, so I'm doing a shoot with one of my friends. I'm collaborating with one of my friends on a photo shoot, and it's this whole stereotypical, basically, people's first impressions on you, and that's kind of weird how I was asked to do this project, at the last minute, and the topic of this week on the channel is actually going to be something a little bit similar, and I'll break it down as to how they're slightly similar. But yeah, so that's why I'm like this today. I don't always just sit around in my room randomly with this much makeup on, and I never have a black lip. Like, I never have a black lip, but I'm kind of living for it. Like, it's not something I'm gonna be wearing a lot, but I'm kind of living for it. Oh, and FYI, this is my natural hair. Like, this is all her. They just blew it out and then brushed the fuck out of it. And it was bigger earlier. I had like a piece in the back, so it was like, bam! Like, giving you everything. But it is hot. The lights I just turned on now are going to be like beaming down on my face, just because it's hot as fuck. More of a gothic shoot, but yeah, it was totally different, completely out of my element. I felt so awkward, but I just channeled as many different characters from scary movies that I've seen and gave them the business. So Mother Dusk came and she slayed the photo shoot. So because this is a professional shoot and I don't own any of the rights to the pictures, I have no idea when these pictures are going to be out, just because, when it's professional, you do a photo shoot like 6 months prior and then it comes out randomly. But I'm not used to that. I'm used to doing a photo shoot that night, editing it, and then promoting it whilst the photo shoot's being it's a big old process. But anyway, so yeah, the topic of this week was brought up by Ricky Rara, our Friday, because there was an issue with his sister. So I'm going to see how this topic's worded, because I don't want to say it wrong, even though I think I came up with how to say the topic title. But yeah, give me 1 second. Something did recently happen with Ricky's sister, who was trying to go get a job and tone down the way she looked to, try to get the interview and abide to society's rules, and I guess got asked to be escorted out because she had a small tattoo on her neck, which was complete bullshit, just for me to say now, and I'm completely pissed off at this whole situation. Ricky, give your sister a hug for me, because that is straight, no, she does not play like that. So yeah, the topic of this week is discrimination against appearance. I think that's what the title was selected for us to call this week. But, yeah, so, and, I have had this before. I've done, actually recently, it was probably about in August. No, actually it wasn't August. I'm gonna say June. It was in June of last year. I got an interview for a job that I was going to go to. It was like front desk something, I don't remember. But I initially tried to tone down the way I look so I could, I felt like if I butched it up and look like a guy, I'll get this job type thing, And actually I did wear this shirt. It's like a crop top that like ties at the waist, and it's just very girly and small, and it's got like pointed shoulders. But yeah, I went to this job. I actually went out that night before with my aunt, and I bought, like, boy clothes. So I went out and bought, like, dress pants, which made my butt look amazing, by the way, which was weird because they were made for men, but they made my ass look so fucking plump and just, like, bam, mama. But, yeah, I did that. I put them on, and I went out and bought, like, a collared shirt, which I have no idea where that's at now. I think I threw that away. But, I bought a collared shirt and just, like, man stuff. And then, was ready to go to the interview, and then I got dropped off at university because it was literally like right beside university, so I could just ride the bus there, like the free bus, like the trolley about 2 blocks down. So I got off at university, and as I was walking, I just felt so uncomfortable. Like, I put on my shoes, which were like Vans. I had those on, and it was just, I saw myself. It was weird. It was like this weird epiphany while it's on the university campus, because a lot of the windows are mirrors, so you can see yourself. And I walked past it, and it just felt so awkward because I saw myself, and my eyebrows were drawn on a little thicker, just straight across like my natural eyebrows would be. I just had foundation on, and my hair was put up, was actually all slicked back to one side because it was shorter then. And I was planning to go to the interview and then change because I was going to have lunch with friends. So I had, like, my extensions, my leggings were underneath the dress pants I was wearing. And I had an extra pair of high heels in my bag because I was just going to change for lunch because I'm just like, I hate this already. So, I'm just going to do this interview and then I'm going to get out of these clothes as fast as I can. And for me, dressing up as a guy again just felt completely foreign. Like, it did not register properly. It made me feel like I was dirty. Like, it made me feel completely unhappy for me to dress the way I'm supposed to or how a man's supposed to look. And it was so weird. I could not look at myself. So as soon as I passed the mirror, I was like, no, fuck this. So I ran into, like, the closest, which was a men's restroom. And I went in there and I had this, like, mini anxiety attack where I was just heavily breathing. So I went to the stall and I took off the collared shirt I was wearing. Actually, I think I threw it away in that bathroom. I took it off, and I was like, fuck this. And then I had a tank top underneath, so I put this over the tank top, which is like this sheer type fabric. I'm all like revealing myself. But I put this over it, and I pulled the dress pants off, and I put them in my bag. I kept the shoes on, though. They were like high top sneakers. I kept those on, and I put in my extensions, and I pulled it all to the side and did like a bun, like a successful businesswoman. And what else did I do? I put on my wing liner again, like I always have, but it's like it was muted more. It was muted as opposed to this. And I put that on, and I went to the interview. And it was crazy because over the phone, they were completely obsessed and impressed with me. Like, she was like, oh my God, we love your interview. We want you to come in, blah, 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 blah. And then I came in, and I've pretty much made everyone shit themselves because I came in, and I'm like, hi, I'm Juwan. And then she was like, you're the one I talked to. And I'm like, yeah, well, hello. And she completely freaked out. Like, I was asked to sit down. I guess she went to the back to talk to her boss. And I'm pretty sure what she told him was, he's looks like a girl. And like, of course, the boss isn't going to say, like, hey, just turn him away or whatever, just because of discrimination laws. So I had the interview. I knew I wasn't going to get it. I knew as soon as she, like, kind of spazzed out, talked to the boss, everybody kind of looked out of their cubicles, like, what's she talking about? And I was like, you know what, fuck this. I was going to leave, but then, I was like, I'm going to have fun with this fucking interview. And I, like, secretly in the back of my head, I was like, it'd be funny if I got this, looking all fucked up. But, I did the interview. I nailed it. I know I did. I shit on her. I was giving her the business and some. So after that, I was like, okay, we'll call you when we consider it. And I'm just like, yeah, right. And then I just left. And then I had another interview where I was going to work with another company. I was going to be like an admin assistant. And I went in super gender fuck. I had my heels on. I had black leggings. I had my black milk leggings. I had this blazer it's a woman's blazer, so it's cut to frame the body, more of an hourglass shape. I had that on. It was so pretty. It was gray, and then my shirt underneath was black, I think. And I had my purse with me. I had, like, full hair. Yeah, I went into the interview, and I sat down, and, like, I was sitting there for a while, and, like, the guy opened the door for me. I didn't say a word, okay? I did not say anything. He opened the door for me. He was like, hey, welcome, beautiful. And, like, I sat down. A guy offered me a drink when I sat down. The door opened. I was offered a drink. I had 3 or 4 people come check on me to ask if I was served, even after I was already asked, what I was there for. And I was like, an interview with blah, blah, blah. And these men were just basically falling at my feet. And I was sitting there, and then the owner of the company comes out. Not even the person I was supposed to interview with. The owner of the fucking company comes out. And he's like, hi, have you been helped yet? Can I help you? I'm here to help you, basically, kissing my ass. And I sit there, and I do the entire interview, and then he's like, I think we're going to put you on. I really like you. We're going to hire you. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And I was like, okay, well, I'm glad you did that. I'm glad I want to work here. He was like, your resume is amazingly impressive, all the stuff you've done, and you have credentials, and I know some of these people, so I know I can call them, and if everything goes out perfectly, you will get this job, he basically said. And I was like, okay, now pay attention to me. So after you said all this, you offered me the job already. All that needs to be done is email to me. Do you know that I'm a boy? And he was just like, he was so dumbfounded. And he was like, I didn't, but I didn't, but that shouldn't matter. Like, he knew that I had him by the balls right there. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take this little job. I'm gonna take this little job. So this was the first job I had in Phoenix, and which made me move for the first time. You know, I think when people saw me on the channel moving, so that's what that was. And I got that job, and yeah, it's just completely fucked up how, I don't know, how would I put this into words? Like, I couldn't do it. Like, I really, every job that I've landed or interview I went on, I went as myself, you know, because I was like, you know what, fuck society. If I don't get this job, I don't need to be working here. Because, you know, if I did get a job whilst dressed up like a boy, I only had enough clothes to look like a boy for that one day. So, like, I get hired as this man character, and then I come in the next day in high heels, leggings, like, face beat to the gods, and like, how's that? It's gonna make me look fake. So, you know, I was like, fuck this. And I know that's not a very smart way to live, especially if you're androgynous. There's a lot of discrimination. There's a lot of ignorant people. And for me, living in Arizona, there is ignorance to the ceiling, honey. But it's just, I really don't know what to say. I just wanted to share my story as well. You know, there's nothing for me to say. I have not figured out how to beat this prejudice. I don't know if this is going to be anytime soon for us androgynous people, trans people, to beat this type of prejudice. But for me, in that epiphany, it was like, I'm just going to be me. You know, I'm not going to give two shits. If somebody don't like me, then bitch, you don't need to be around me. You don't need to be in my life. You don't need to be in my vicinity. You don't need to enjoy this face, mama, which is not giving justice right now in this lighting. But yeah, my hair is just falling flat. Oh my god. Like, for real. This hair is not the business right now. But yeah, so that's my little story. This has happened to me before, and it's just completely fucked up how somebody can think I'm a woman and with this voice.
Finding your female voice.
I'm not doing that. But, yeah, how he completely, like, you were absolutely obsessed with my resume and my credentials, who you can call, but you're like, we're not going to hire you just because of the way you look. This is completely fucked up. And there's a couple more stories that I could tell, so maybe we'll make this a topic. And actually, I think I missed this topic when we talked about androgyny in the workplace. So that's kind of how I'm hinting in this video at answering that question and that problem and just sharing my little thoughts on it, which is basically what we're going to do this week. And yeah, I'll make that topic up on my personal channel because I do want to get fully in depth into this, because this past year was my first year actually going out for interviews and working like a job. But yeah, I really don't want to address everybody because this video is already kind of long, but I'm going to see if I can address y'all super fast. Okay.
Alright. Let me get my computer because I ain't trying to get on my phone. I'm trying to get that shit out. And it's fucking hot, so a bitch is about to pass out. And I'm just complaining like a whiny little bitch. Where is it? Oh, Wednesday post. Yeah, I can watch Wednesday's video while it's here. So hold on. We gonna watch Wednesday's video. Okay. Are your eyes blue or green, Wednesday? I'm going to address you first, just because you posted on Saturday. But what color are your eyes? I didn't realize them until now. Maybe because the bitch is getting old and she's finally got her contacts in today. Just kidding. Okay, it was getting too fucking hot with all that hair. But anyway, let me just address the week really fast. Yeah, hold on, bitch. Hold on. Okay, so Daniel, thank you for posting still. I know it's a bitch to not have Wi-Fi. I actually had the same situation when I had to, like, take a break from the channel when I moved into my first apartment. But, yeah, I hope things get better. And I do know that you and Lucas had the same issues about a family member, I guess, bullying you or not being invited to family functions, which I'll get to in a little bit. I do completely agree about English parents and English people in general, I would say, be more accepting and just not as fucking stupid as Americans. I know, and Americans, like, want to copy everybody. Yet, it's like, the discrimination is real. Like, I don't know. My comeback for everything is always when white people, no tea, no shade, but when white people are like, you know what, you are messing up America, or blah, 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 and, you know, I'm American, blah, 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 and I'm like, bitch, I'm Native American. We was here first. You want to talk about people invading, illegal immigrants, and people fucking up our society when your redneck ass is married to your sister, who sleeps with your brother, who's also your son. Okay. That was mean. Friday. So, Friday, you look completely gorgeous. I think it was like the ugly or unattractive. I'm sorry, I called you ugly. The unattractive face count or whatever. That was funny. Like I was literally paying attention the whole video. I was like, bitch, none of these faces were ugly. Look at how my facial expressions in videos. Like my lips move like I'm talking like a fucking crazy person. Like look at it now. That looks weird. Yeah, you had more of an accepting family as well, which is absolutely beautiful. And it sucks how your family's so accepting and your sister had people not want to accept her for the way she looks. It's just fucked. Thursday, I could never imagine being disinvited from anything. Like, it's kind of happening now with one of my uncles, I would say. He's like my best friend. He's 7 years older than me. But now that I'm more transgendered, he's kind of weirded out by it. And I'm just like, I don't give two fucks. Like, really, I don't. And I actually had this conversation recently with his girlfriend. She was talking about how he's a little awkward about the way I look now and not wanting to really hang out. And I'm just like, you know what? When we go to bars, nobody pays attention to him. I think that's what it is. It's that nobody really notices that he's there. And he's the type of person who in high school was big, but after high school isn't. So I'm just like, you know what? I love you. You're an asshole. I'm kind of an asshole. Let's just be bitchy assholes together. Okay? Just shut the fuck up and sit down. Worry about yourself. I'll worry about me. Moving on. Wednesday. It's posted Saturday. Tuesday. Aaron, oh my goodness. Like I said, if my family didn't accept me, I'd be like, chuck a deuce, bitch, suck a dick, bye. In your situation, boo-boo, I would just say, pick yourself up, look sickening, move out, and make it eat it and gag. Like, for real, girl. Like, if you have this situation where you just can't do it anymore, or they're not going to accept you, and you kind of feel like a little awkward turtle there, you know what, just save your money, pick yourself up. Like, if I can move out from my reservation, you know, away from the bullshit, you can do it too. So I would just say, prep yourself to move, bitch. Like, even if I have to move to California, you know, and get a little apartment, and then we can come live together and have a little house of WeAreAndrogyny, bitch, that would be glorious, because I do want to move to California eventually, so I'll let you know about that, because you know how beautiful it would be if we had, like, a house together and just, like, set up cameras and kind of made, like, the real world of androgyny. Oh, my goodness. Monday is me, huh? Anyway, yeah, thanks, loves. I'm trying to film this as fast as I can, because the bitch gotta go. She's bored. Thank you, Jesus. Whew. I've been drinking. So don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment, say something. For real, say something. And that's it. All in all, thanks, loves. Bye. Mwah.